Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Mariah. Today's topic is narcolepsy. This is a research video. For the research in this video, I used 2 articles to gather information for this topic. Links to these articles will be in the video description box. If you're interested to know more after you've watched, I link my social media accounts in the video description box. If you like or enjoy my content, I would appreciate it if you would share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment and or any suggestions you have below. You can support my channel by becoming a patron. The link to my Patreon will be posted in the comment section below. Thanks a lot. Now let's get into today's topic. The first article that I read was titled, "What is the life expectancy of someone with narcolepsy?" from the ePain Assist website. Narcolepsy is a neurological disease that is chronic in nature and is it disrupts the normal sleep and wake cycle controlled by the brain. In this disease, the patient feels sleepy throughout the day, even after sleeping enough at night. Sometimes the patient may experience a loss of muscle tone. This is called catalepsy. In catalepsy, the consciousness is retained, but the muscle tone is lost, so that the patient is unable to use any voluntary muscles. Due to narcolepsy, the patient cannot focus on work or other daily activities because of excess daytime sleepiness. The life expectancy of someone with narcolepsy can be determined by the doctor. According to a study, it was concluded that a person with narcolepsy has almost 1.5 times more chances of mortality than a normal person. But unfortunately, the reason for mortality amongst narcoleptics is yet not known. Narcolepsy is a rare disorder and is said to affect nearly 26 to 50 persons per 100,000 people in the whole world. Few cases are left undiagnosed due to the rarity of this disease, and a few cases are misdiagnosed as some other psychotic illnesses by doctors. As some other psychotic illnesses by doctors. The first symptoms of narcolepsy are seen usually in the period of late adolescence or during early childhood. People with narcolepsy are prone to face road traffic accidents as compared to normal people. Psychiatry sorry if I said that wrong. Disorders like anxiety, depression, etc. are common amongst people who suffer from narcolepsy. Almost 25% of people who have narcolepsy also have sleep apnea, and almost 15% who suffer from narcolepsy have restless legs syndrome. Other comorbidities like chronic aches and pains, hypertension, etc., are more common in people with narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is equally common in both genders. The two types of narcolepsy, i.e., type 1 narcolepsy and type 2 narcolepsy. In type 1 narcolepsy, there is a low level of hypocretin in the brain, or there is a presence of cataplexy. The patient also experiences excessive daytime sleepiness. In type 2, the patient does suffer from daytime sleepiness, but he or she does not experience a sudden loss of muscle tone. The symptoms of narcolepsy are less severe, and the level of hypocretin neuropeptide in the brain is within a normal range in type 2 narcolepsy. Earlier, type 1 narcolepsy is also known as narcolepsy with cataplexy, and type 2 narcolepsy is also known as narcolepsy without cataplexy. There is a condition called secondary narcolepsy. In this condition, the hippocampus gets injured due to some reason. The I think it's hippocampus, and I'm sorry if I said it wrong. Or hypothalamus. Oh, sorry, it's hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is a region in the brain that helps in the regulation of sleep. In the secondary narcolepsy, the patient experiences several neurological problems too. The patient sleeps for more than 10 hours a day and even then feels sleepy throughout the day. Symptoms of narcolepsy: extreme daytime sleepiness. Extreme daytime sleepiness. Excessive daytime sleepiness is a primary and the most common symptom of narcolepsy. The patient feels tired and sleepy even after having 8 hours of sleep at night. Excessive extent of sleepiness keeps on varying throughout the day. The patient cannot control sleepiness even after trying. The patient takes a nap for 1 to 2 hours, then feels fresh and alert for a couple of hours, after which sleepiness returns. Sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is a temporary condition in which the patient is unable to move his or her body and feels like a paralyzed person for some time. This occurs at the extremes of sleep, i.e., while falling asleep or waking up. This condition persists for several minutes or seconds, then goes away on its own. Patient panics when this happens and gets frightened. There is no issue of breathing difficulties when sleep paralysis occurs. Some of the time, sleep paralysis may be accompanied by hallucinations, which might be really upsetting for this patient. Hallucinations. While sleeping, the person experiences vivid hallucinations that are terrifying. Hallucinations might feel very realistic and causes panic attacks among patients. One example of hallucination is when the patient feels like someone is there in his or her room. And the second article I read was 10 Causes of Narcolepsy from the Cure Joy website. Imagine falling asleep while having a conversation with someone, or worse, while driving. Though you have had a good night's sleep before, narcolepsy can mean exactly that and more. If you have this neurological problem, your brain cannot properly regulate the pattern of waking and sleeping. In people with normal sleeping cycles, rapid eye movement sleep, or REM, the dream phase, occurs after around 60 to 90 minutes, and the muscles go limp so that they do not act out dreams. In people with narcolepsy, REM starts within 15 minutes of going to sleep. Also, dream activity or muscle weakness can set in during wakefulness. So, what exactly causes narcolepsy? While we do not yet completely understand this condition, researchers believe that a combination of factors can play a role. We have a low level of hypocretin. Almost everyone who suffers from narcolepsy experiences the symptom of cataplexy. Has very low levels of a neurotransmitter known as hypocretin, which controls REM sleep and promotes wakefulness. However, hypocretin levels are typically normal in those who suffer from narcolepsy without cataplexy. 2. Malfunctioning immune system. When your immune system is functioning normally, it releases antibodies that protect you by destroying harmful germs and toxins, but sometimes the immune system mistakenly attacks healthy cells and tissues and cells. The faulty response of the immune system is known as an autoimmune response, and it can be found to play a role in narcolepsy. Some people with this condition make antibodies against TRIB2, a protein made in the same part of the brain that makes hypocretin. The immune system then attacks the brain cells, which have hypocretin, causing low level of this neurotransmitter. 3. Variation in a particular gene. Scientists have identified many genes that can have an impact on your impact on your risk of getting narcolepsy. The gene known as HLA-DQB1, which contains instructions required for making a protein crucial for functioning of your immune system, is extremely important. This gene is from the family of genes known as the human leukocyte antigen, or HLA complex, which helps the immune system differentiate between proteins made by germs and proteins presented in your own body. Many variations of the HLA-DQB1 gene occurs normally, which allows your immune system to respond to a range of proteins from foreign organisms. One variation known as HLA DQB162, which is linked strongly to narcolepsy, especially if it occurs with cataplexy and low levels of hypocretin. You have a family history. Although many cases of narcolepsy occur with no family history of the condition, about 10% of people with narcolepsy with cataplexy have a close relative who suffer from the condition. It is estimated that people whose parents, children, and siblings have this condition have a 40% greater chance of developing it compared to the general population. 5. We have brain injury. Narcolepsy can sometimes be caused by a brain injury, brain tumor, or diseases like multiple sclerosis or I'm sorry, I don't know how to say the word. Well, it's basically things that can affect the brain, and some diseases too that affect the brain. I'm not sure how to say the other words other than E. I'm sorry. This can cause injury and damage to the areas of your brain that are responsible for regulating REM, sleep, and wakefulness. 6. Infections like swine flu. Infections such as let's just say strep throat or strep infection or swine flu have been found to trigger narcolepsy in some people. Researchers have found a tendency towards high levels of antibodies against streptococcus. Sorry, I said that wrong. The bacteria that is responsible for strep throat immediately after the onset of this condition. This suggests that strep and other infections may trigger an autoimmune response against hypocretin neurons. 7 is we have a hormonal change. Hormonal changes such as those experienced during menopause or puberty may work as a trigger for narcolepsy for some people. 8. Psychological stress. Psychological stress can also trigger narcolepsy for some people. One study looked at the occurrence of stressful life events in the year before the development of narcolepsy and found that a significant greater proportion of people with narcolepsy experience stressful events than the control group. Narcoleptic people also attached a greater weight to the events they reported in comparison to the control group. 9. Abrupt disruption of sleep patterns. Sudden changing sleep patterns, whether due to jet lag, shift change, or tending to a baby or sick person, may trigger narcolepsy in some people. And 10. Environmental toxins. Some research indicates that narcolepsy may be triggered by environmental toxins. Heavy metals, weed killers, pesticides, and secondhand smoke can all work as triggers. I hope someone found this video to be helpful. Some of you may know, I have problems with pronunciation, which is because of my learning disability, which I am dyslexic, but I also am autistic, and I believe I have ADHD. I don't try to hide this fact because I want people who have similar struggles to know that they aren't alone. No matter how hard pronouncing some words can be, I will always try my best. Those are the reasons I leave my mistakes in these videos. Also, I do have anxiety, so that probably also doesn't help with having to read on camera. Just so you know. I'm always open to any suggestions you have for any future video topics. Please let me know what they are in the comment section below or on my Twitter page. And my Twitter handle is @BurleyMariah, and I'll spell it for you. It's my last name, then my first name. My last name is spelled Burley, and my first name is spelled Mariah. The next video will be on the topic traumatic brain injury, which will be available on my Patreon on Wednesday, April 5th at 6 p.m. EDT, and on my YouTube channel on Saturday, April 8th at 6 p.m. EDT. I hope everyone is continuing to stay safe. I'll post my notes in the comment section for anyone who needs them. Again, please like, share, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Feel free to share this video with anyone you think might benefit from watching it. If you want to be notified when I do any live streams or upload any new content, you should click on the bell icon and select the all options under the bell icon. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Bye.